What's going on, everyone? This is Lior with Compass out of Boston. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about some of my top 5 things that I absolutely love about living around the Boston area. So let's get at it. What's going on, everyone? My name's Lior, and I'm with Compass out of Boston. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about some of the top 5 things that I love about living around the Boston area in terms of lifestyle and things to do. So before we get into it, 2 quick things. Number 1, if this is your guys' first time on my channel, please give me a subscribe. I put out tons of new videos every single week talking about all the different facets of living around in Boston, tips on buying, tips on selling, investing, and so much more. So if you haven't already subscribed, smash that button for me. And number 2, if you guys are thinking about doing anything with real estate around the greater Boston area, whether it's buying, selling, investing, whatever it is, I get so many calls from you guys watching my videos, and I absolutely love it. So if you're thinking about doing anything, hit me up on phone, text, email, Instagram, whatever you want, and I will help you out. So let's get into today's content, which is some of the top 5 things that I think are awesome about living around the Boston area. And we're going to start with number 1, which is green space. And for a city, I think Boston actually has a lot of different options and green space, an open green space in general. If you go all the different neighborhoods, you'll see usually plenty of parks. Some obviously the more famous ones. If in downtown, you'll have the Boston Public Garden. You have other options around the city, like the Lawn on D, which is more green space right in the middle of a very busy area. If you go to other neighborhoods, East Boston, they've got Pierce Park, the East Boston Greenway. If you go to Jamaica Plain, you've got places like the area around Jamaica Pond. Obviously, Arnold Arboretum is an awesome place. So if you go to all these different neighborhoods, I mean, there's actually a surprising amount of green space. And even if you go outside of Boston, like again, Cambridge, Somerville, Brookline, Medford, all of these areas, you'll actually find a surprising amount of green space, which I think is absolutely awesome because obviously Boston is a tight city, but we certainly love our green space here. Number 2 is the the subway system. Now, a lot of people here, if you walk around the streets and talk to people, they will probably complain about the T. Yes, it is old. It's one of the oldest subway systems in the country. And yes, it's got delays and it's got old carts. But at the end of the day, it is still a really convenient system. It can take you pretty conveniently all around the downtown Boston area, different neighborhoods around Boston, different cities surrounding it as well. Again, they are improving it. They have started to buy new carts. They're actually even expanding some of the lines to go into more areas. I think it's a really great system, obviously for commuters who might work downtown but don't necessarily want to live there. It's a fantastic option. One other pro tip I'll give you: if you're going to be using the subway a lot, especially if you're doing work commuting, you can get what's called the Charlie card, and it's just it's pretty easy to just fill it up with money, and that way you can scan in, scan out. Really easy system overall. So even though you might hear people talk badly about it, especially the locals, at the end of the day, it is a great system. It does go, and it does have really good range. Number 3, I think Boston is actually surprisingly a very pedestrian-friendly city. If you're walking around Boston or the different neighborhoods, it's actually pretty easy to walk around, right? Especially as you're closer to downtown. It gets very, very pedestrian-friendly. I think the T-stops are not super far from each other, so you can hop from one T-stop, walk around, get to another one. Landmarks are pretty close to each other and close to T-stops. So overall, if you're going to be doing like a little day trip walking around, I think it's super pedestrian friendly. And even if you go around areas like Cambridge, Somerville, if you go to like Harvard Square, you can walk around there, very, very, pretty pedestrian friendly as well. So overall, I would say it's very pedestrian friendly. Kind of surprising for a city like Boston that's so large. Number four, everyone knows that Boston's really cold in the winter and it can be kind of brutal, but at least our spring, our summer, and falls, I think, are super, super nice. The spring, especially as we get to the later months in the spring, can be absolutely beautiful in Boston. The summer, I'd say there's only really maybe a month, month and a half period where it really gets hot. Otherwise, the weather's gorgeous and we can go all around. And even the fall, up to probably about end of October, just before Thanksgiving, it's still pretty nice outside. And obviously we'll get chilly, but we can still go around, explore, do whatever we need to do. So I'd say the 3 seasons outside of the winter are really, really awesome. And for the most part, provide pretty good weather. We just got to survive that long winter season here. And finally, number 5, from a bar, restaurant, brewery perspective, I think there's great variety around the Boston area, and there's kind of something, a little bit of something for everyone. We've got tons of restaurants, tons of cafes, all different types of food, all different types of drink. We've got even plenty of brewery options all around Boston. Boston's got actually a great scene for that. So if you're a beer person like myself, that's a great, I think there's some really great options around here. But I'd say overall, there's just really great variety for food, drink, restaurants, places to go out, which obviously is a key component, especially in a big city like Boston. So if that's something that's obviously of interest to you, and if you're kind of a little bit of a foodie, there's a lot of different unique spots, especially as you go by different neighborhood by neighborhood. So those are the top 5 things I wanted to share with you guys about the lifestyle here. I think those top 5 things really make Boston kind of unique and really special. So if you guys have any questions, any comments, or any thoughts, shoot them below. And like I said, guys, I get so many calls from you guys watching my videos, and I absolutely love it. So if you're thinking about doing anything with real estate around the Boston area, hit me up and I will take care of you.